Good evening. Today is the 12th of September, and it's time for our monthly look at the top 10 best-selling cars of August 2025. So I know I'm sitting in a 36-year-old Nissan Sunny to do this, but it means you can accuse me less of bias if I'm sitting in a very old car that was sold in the 1980s. So August 2025 wasn't necessarily the best month for the new car sales. I look at some charts here, and it looks like the best year for new car sales in August in recent years was 2018. There was quite a recovery in 2023, but we're still just above the level we were in 2016. August generally isn't a very kind of productive month for the UK car industry in the sense of registrations. It's not in terms of manufacturing. It's different, but the sales numbers we're going to see this month aren't particularly big. September, which we're in now, is a much bigger month for sales because the new 75 plate is out. And that's what people want, really. August is quieter anyway because people are on holiday. So don't expect huge numbers, but nevertheless, I find it interesting, and that's why we're making this video. Of course, I have to put it out every month, but when I say sales, I mean registrations. So if I were to go into, say, a BYD showroom today and order a brand new BYD CLU, that might not arrive for a few months, but the actual sale will be recorded when the car's registered. So I will use return interchangeably, but that's really what I mean. So the government have mandated that 28% of new cars sold this year must be zero emission. Let's see how they're doing. We can see, first of all, how the market share is going so far, 2025. They are falling short, under 22%, which is not good. However, August 2025, they almost made it at 26.5%. Last year's target was 22%, and actually in August 2024, it was at 22.6% as well. So in both these, they're doing better than average, although they're still 1.5% short of the target. So whether they'll be around a year, I don't think they will. They didn't last year. The registrations of battery electric cars, of course, are up. That's not a surprise, by 15%. It's about 19,000 last August. Last month was 22,000. Plug-in hybrids, the market has also increased from about 7% to about 12%. Percentage change is about 70%, so 69% up, which is amazing. This is despite no government incentives for plug-in hybrids for many years now. August 2024, it was about 6,000. That's about 10,000. Now we're going to hybrids. Now this is actually down because plug-in hybrids and battery electric vehicles are proving more popular for reasons I'll go into in a second. It's actually down by 14%. The market share has gone from 13 to 11.4. Got to remember the market's down by 2% overall anyway. And the number of cars sold has gone down from 11,000 to 9,500. Petrol cars, they're still making up actually 45% of the market, which sounds like they're doing well. But you got to remember that actually last year, this time, was 52%. It's a 14.2% decrease. It's gone down from 44,000 to 38,000. Diesel forbidden fuel, we don't talk about on the channel, but we have to keep track of the records. And of course, it's down. It was only 6% last year anyway, and now it's 5% actually from the figures of last month. It's no wonder we don't talk about them, because they are just not becoming relevant for a lot of people now. You can still buy them in some manufacturers, but a lot of manufacturers don't sell them anymore at all. And it's a 70% decrease. Number of cars sold got down from 5,200 to 4,300. What we need to do next is look at the sales type that the SMMT figures here tell me. Now, this is the breakdown between private fleet and business sectors in this country. The business sector is really tiny over here. The market share has gone up a little bit from 1.3 to 1.9% in the last year, which is a 41.6% increase. But we're only talking like 1,100 to 1,600 cars. Far bigger in this country. It's gone down slightly this month in comparison to August 2024, but last August the market share for the fleet sector was 61%. It's now down to 59%. So we've got a few more private purchases, but not significantly more. So the number of cars sold in the fleet sector has gone down from 51,000 to 49,000, which is about a 5% downturn. The private sector, it's a very slight increase up. The market share has gone up from 38% to 39%, which is about a 1% increase. But it's only sort of 32,100 to 30,300 because the market's down by 2%. So for some reason, the business sector is doing better. And with that, a big fleet customer in this country is Motability, which is why they are encouraging so many more people now to get electric cars on Motability, even if they're not suitable for them, because it means that they can get closer to that zero-emission vehicle mandate target of 28% of all cars sold being zero-emission, or face a fine of £15,000 per car that's not compliant. So there's a big incentive for manufacturers to do this, and it's just interesting in that sort of way, because private sales only make up 39% of the new car market. They're not as important as a business segment. We're seeing heavy depreciation in electric cars. For example, a Ford Explorer, it's a year old. I saw once last month had lost more than half its value after about 11 months and 5,000 miles. So that's not necessarily the best. We need to move on now to the top 10 best-selling models. There are some surprises in here, actually, in comparison with the usual suspects. The first one's a Ford Puma, which is no surprise for anybody. That's been Britain's top-selling car for quite some time, and it looks like it will probably retain its position this year. So last month, it just shows you how kind of small the sales are in August generally. 2,500 next to the Kia Sportage, which could also be the bestseller for the year. 1,800. Next is the Tesla Model Y, which is a real surprise. I've not seen many Teslas in the top 10 for quite a long time. In 2022, I think the Model 3 or Model Y was one of the best-selling cars of all, actually. So it's interesting to see them here. It must just be like a batch of them that turned up in the country on a boat. And because Tesla Motor UK is owned by the manufacturer, it's not a franchise or anything. They tend to register the cars in much bigger batches than an average franchise dealer would do. So that might explain it, I don't know. So it's about 1,650. Then the Model 3 is about 1,600. The Volkswagen Tiguan, which I drove one of those last year, the new one is about 1,500. Then there's a real surprise here. JQ have only been selling in this country since January, and yet they now have the 6th best-selling car in the country, the JQ7. I do see quite a few of those around. A lot of Ford dealerships have taken on those franchises as well, or some of them have dropped those franchises into Ford franchises and just taken on JQ and Omoda, which is the sister brand of JQ. So JQ7, which I think is a nice-looking car. I've never driven one. I'd like to try one. But obviously it's a controversial car as well. And then next is the Audi A3. It was a real mix actually this month. That's 1,290. For some reason, it's put the Vauxhall Corsa at 1,290 in 8th position, in the same position as the Audi A3, even if they're identical figures. That should really be, I think, 7th equal personally, but there we go. So if you buy an Audi A3, you are being as individual as if you bought a Corsa. Just think about that for a second. Next is Mini Cooper, 9th position. No surprise, really. Frequent visit top 10 bestsellers. 1,251. And then the 10th MGHS, again, no particular stranger to the top 10. It's actually the 8th best-selling car this year at 1,138. We now come to my favourite section of the video, which is where we look at how each individual brand is doing. Now, we're going to look at how they were doing in August 2024. We're going to look at how they were doing last month. We'll look at the market share, number of cars sold, and percentage change. Abarth, absolute disaster, alphabetical order, not good, 92% down. They sold, are you ready? 8 cars last month. Abarth in the entire of UK sold 8 cars. That's not good. It's not good at all. Considering they sold 102 in August 2024, the market share has gone down from 0.12 to 0.01, which is a 92% decrease. Alfa Romeo, more Stellantis. Strangely, Alfa Romeo have actually done better. They've only sold 95 cars, but most of those are the new junior model. Now, I should really try one of those, I should think. I could try the Jeep Avenger and also the Junior, because they're essentially the same car as the Fiat 600 that I have driven. Really, which of those you like depends on what your preference is, because they're all the same pretty much. A lot of Stellantis models are all the same now. So they've gone up from 79 to 95. Market share's gone from 0.09 to 0.11, which is a 20% increase. Alpine, they also have sold 95 cars last month, but actually it's a more impressive increase, 11 to 95. Why? I don't know. Market share has gone from 0.01 to 0.11, which is a 764% increase. Brilliant. Audi, not good actually. Less than 5,000 cars sold last month, which is unusual for them. Normally it's a lot more than that. So it's 20% down. The market share has gone down from 7.4 to 5.8. A number of cars sold has gone from 6,200 to 4,800. Bentley, not really much to say. They went from 20 to 23 cars. I'm not going to do all the figures on that. BMW, better, an increase of 14%. Number of cars sold has gone from 4,600 to 5,200, which has increased the market share from 5.4 to 6.3. BYD, obviously a very successful brand over here now. They have gone from 438 cars to about 1,800. The market share has gone up from 0.5 to 2.1. They've not been over here very long, which is a 302% increase. Wow. Cherry have only started selling cars under their own name recently. They own both JQ and Omoda, but they now introduced the Cherry brand itself as like a lower cost option. And that might be successful, it might not. I don't know. We'll have to see. Chevrolet, nothing to say about that really. Citroën, not good. 38% down. Number of cars sold gone from 1,600 to 964, which means the market share has gone from 1.8 to 1.2. It might be because of this stupid airbag recall thing that's going on. I don't know. Answer in the comment section below. So we've got Cupra, who are doing quite well, 33% increase. Number of cars sold gone from 1,500 to about 1,900. The market share has gone from 1.7 to 2.3. Dacia, very steady, 3% increase. I don't know why that would be. Maybe the Bigster. Maybe the Bigster's on sale now. That's maybe affected things. I don't know. So 1.7% market share is now 1.74. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,400 to 1,450. DS, not good. Another Stellantis disaster, 91% down. Number of cars sold has gone from 76 to 7. That's not good. Are they going to stop selling cars in this country entirely? I don't know. There's a new model which is out recently. I can't remember the name of it now. It looks nice, but I don't know whether I'd buy something like that. It's the equivalent, really, of like buying a Lonsdale or something like that, a brand no one's ever heard of. If you get a reference, then congratulations. Fiat, not good. 70% down. Market share has gone from 0.8 to 0.2. Number of cars sold has gone from 663 to 199. Yeah. Yeah, 70% down. Fisker, let's not talk about Fisker anymore. Why Fisker's even in this table, I don't know. Ford have had a slight increase by about 6%. Market share has gone from 6.3 to 6.8. Number of cars sold has gone from 5,300 to 5,600. Genesis, not good. 65% down. Number of cars sold has gone from 46 to 16. It's probably because they dropped all their combustion models, which is a shame because I liked a lot of the combustion models. I'm not so keen on the electric ones. So, yeah, good luck to them. Market share has gone from 0.05 to 0.02. Great Wall Motors, I think you only market the Aura 03, formerly the Aura Funky Cat now, which is a car you don't really see much at the moment. They have had an increase, though, of 70%, but that means 10 cars to 17 cars, so that might not count particularly. Honda, not good. Honda make a really nice selection of cars. I think they're too expensive, really, for what they are. They're really nice. I drove an HRV earlier this year. It was a fabulous car. It was sort of £36,000 or something. Sort of mid-level Kia Sportage money for a car that's actually one step down. And they're nice. I just don't think they're that nice. If that makes sense. So what's it? 38% down. Market has gone down from 2 to 1.3. Number of cars sold has gone down from 1,700 to about 1051. Outsold by JQ, of course. Hyundai. I think you're supposed to hear it now. 11.8% up. That's good. Market share has gone from 4.5 to 5.2. Number of cars sold has gone down from 3,800 to 4,000. So it's gone up from 3,800 to 4,300, which is excellent. Ineos, there's really not much to say about them, really. They don't sell many cars over here. JQ, you've outsold people like Honda, and they've sold more than 10 times the number of cars that Fiat does. Can you imagine the world we live in now where JQ sell 10 times the number of cars that Fiat do? Insane. Anyway, so yes, nothing to compare it against, so we won't maybe do that. Jaguar don't spend on any cars last month. We won't go to that now. Jeep, okay. Jeep have had a very consistent number of figures. The increase is 1.4, but they went from 355 to 360. Market shares remained virtually about 0.4. KGM, not the best, down by 18%. Number of cars sold has gone down from 88 to 72, which means the market share has dropped very slightly from 0.1 to 0.09. Hopefully at some point they'll get their act together. Being a former SsangYong owner, I hope so. Kia, obviously we have a Kia now, so I always need to see what Kia are doing. 14% down. Number of cars sold has gone down from 4,800 to 4,100. The market share has gone from 4.6 to 5. 5.6 to 5. I don't know why particularly. They're one of the best-selling brands over here now. Land Rover, unlike Jaguar, they still sell cars and they're being rewarded for their success because 10% up. Market share has gone from 2.5 to 2.8. Number of cars sold has gone from 2,100 to 2,300. Leap Motor, they didn't sell any cars last year, so we can't really compare it against anything. Lexus, they've actually gone up by 9%, which is good. I don't know which model that would be causing that, but they make some really nice cars. I'm just not convinced that some of the designs are particularly attractive. That's apart from that, I have no concerns at all about buying a Lexus. Absolutely none. Lexus, we've got market share has gone from 0.63 to 0.69. Number of cars sold has gone from 530 to 576. Maserati, they went from 18 to 14. I don't really know what to say about that. Maxus, nothing. Mazda, Matsuda. I wish Mazda would do better, but I'm just afraid that a lot of the cars that I really like the Mazda 3 Saloon that's on life support, and the former Mazda 2, not the hybrid one, the former Mazda 2, are, well, they're either going or they're gone, which is a shame because they've made some fabulous cars over the course of many, many years. For Mazda owner, I used to like them, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about what's happening to Mazda and whether I should make a video about that. Right, so Mazda's gone from 1.3% of the market to 0.75. Number of cars sold has gone from 1062 to 620, which is a 42% decrease. Mercedes-Benz, so we've gone from 5.2% of the market to 5.5. Number of cars sold has increased very slightly from 4,400 to 4,600, which is a 3% increase. So well done to them. MG, despite having VHS in the top 10 still, maybe like everyone else coming in, JQ, Amoda, Xpeng, Skywell, Chang'an, whoever, just all these different other Chinese brands, they're not really sort of offering unique sort of marketing anymore, and that you get a really long warranty and it's a car that's built somewhere else, and so it's not most expensive. That's not the case anymore. So who knows what's going to happen with them in the future. Nevertheless, a 30% decrease. Market share has gone from 3.5 to 3.1. Number of cars sold has gone from 3,000 to 2,600. Mini was much better than before. 143% increase. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,000 to 2,300. Market share has gone from 1.13 to 2.79. Excellent. Nissan, not that good. 80% down. Gone from 3.5% of the market to 2.9. Number of cars sold has gone from 2,900 to 2,400. Yeah, that's not good. A Moda. Now, they were a very small brand in this country last year. The only cars registered, I think, in August 2024 were press cars. The launch of the brand didn't come until September. So there actually is something to compare it against. And JQ are more popular over here, which is a more expensive brand of the two. Yet the sales are not bad. They've actually outsold Honda. A Moda, despite being on the market less than a year, a Moda have outsold Honda. What a strange world we live in, viewers. So I've gone 46 to 1085. The market share has gone from 0.05 to 1.3. And that's a 200, sorry, let's get this right. This is confusing. 2,259% increase. Wow. Peugeot, not bad actually. One of the few Stellantis brands I've seen to make a significant increase. 90% up, so 3.8% to 4.6. Number of cars sold has gone from 3,200 to 3,800. Polestar, better, 95% increase. Market share has gone from 0.4 to 0.9. Number of cars sold has gone from 374 to 729. Porsche, actually not bad. A 7% increase, or 7.8% increase. Market share has gone from 7.73 to 0.8. Number of cars sold has gone up slightly from 620 to about 670. Renault, not the best, considering we've got some quite good cars. I like the Clio. I think that's very nice. I like the Renault 5. I like the Renault 4. I like both of those. Nevertheless, so 2,800 to 2,600. The market share, has gone from 3.4 to 3.1. Seat, not good. I don't know what's happening with Seat. They seem to be just sort of extending the life of models just by facelifting them. The Arona and the Ibiza are the same. They both came out sort of 17, 18, and yet they're just being kept on with no kind of plan for replacing them at the moment, which is a shame because I like the Ibiza and the Arona actually. But I just have this horrible feeling that Volkswagen are going to pull the plug on Seat entirely and just leave a Cupra, which I don't think is a good idea. But personally, I don't know if they listen to me at all. Anyway, 52% down. Market share has gone from 2.6 to 1.3, and number of cars sold has gone from 2,300 to about 1,000. Skoda, on the other hand, they don't really need any help. Very slight decrease, about 5%. So gone from 4.6% of the market to 4.5. Number of cars sold is down very slightly. Gone from 3,900 to 3,700. Smart, it's not good. They've gone from 81 cars to 37. Same with Subaru, not good. 82 cars to 58. Suzuki, not good, really bad. Despite the fact that I had a really glowing review to the Swift recently, and also I really like some of the models they are still making on the older platforms like the SX4, S-Cross, and the Vitara. Vitara is still a really good car 10 years after its launch. The S-Cross has effectively had two very heavy facelifts in 2017, I think it was, 2017, and then again in 2021, which is even more comprehensive. It's still the same car on the same platform. It was in 2014, and they're really good, but I don't know how much longer you can keep going with things. The new Evitara thing, I don't know what to think about that. But yeah, I like Suzuki's very much. It's a shame they're not doing so well. So 47% down, and market share has gone from 1.8 to about 0.95. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,500 to 786. Tesla actually have not increased their sales too much. It's just suddenly those two models, the Model Y and Model 3, are up massively. So congratulations to them, I suppose. 7.6% up, 3.5% to the market, sorry, 3.56, so 3.6 to 3.9. Number of cars sold only got up from like 3,000 to 3,200. Toyota, who actually did outsell Tesla despite having no cars in the top 10 this month, have gone down a little bit, 22% down, 4,200 to 3,300. The market share has gone from about 5% to about 4%. Vauxhall, gosh dear, this is a sad story, isn't it? Vauxhall, another Stellantis brand. I really want to drive a new Frontera, actually. I don't know if I'll be able to at some point, but I want to. They've gone down by 17%. Number of cars sold has gone from 3,300 to 2,700, and the market share has gone from 3.9 to 3.3. Volkswagen, who just sweep the floor pretty much all the time, have gone down very slightly by about 1.5%, but that means down from about 8,000 to 7,900. So it's not very significant, really. Market share has gone up very slightly because the overall market's down by 0.2%, by 2%. So it's gone from 9.5, sorry, yeah, but for about 9.5, but so 9.44 to 9.49. Volvo, not too bad, not great though. 28% down, unlike Polestar, which is the reverse. 3.4% to the market, now down to 2.5. Number of cars sold from 2,900 to 2,000. Xpeng, there's nothing to compare it against, so we won't do that. So down by 2%, about 85,000 cars, down to 83,000 cars. So not significant particularly, but nevertheless something to note. So there we are, viewers. The top 10 best-selling cars of August 2025. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment below. And we shall see you next month for some more not particularly penetrative market analysis.